My next guest today is a serial entrepreneur and a very, very interesting woman that I met at Thursday Gathering at Venture Cafe a few months ago. And she's recently moved to Tokyo, and I'm super excited to have this conversation. She is the founder of Checkmate and all those companies that we see behind her, as you can see there. Her name is Maprang Suwanbubpa, and welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Lee. Happy to see you again.
Yes, I'm super excited to have this chat. When I first met you, I was just so impressed with your high energy, right? And
It's fake. It's all fake.
and you only have one speed, and that's full speed, right? Exactly. So, yeah, I'm super excited to talk about all the different projects that you're working on. And when we spoke, you had such an interesting journey. So I'd love for you to share that with us today. So let's start off with that. Tell us a little about yourself and what brought you to this point in your life. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So my name is Maprang. I guess like a lot of people can tell from my name that I'm from Thailand. So originally from Bangkok, moved to Europe at the age of 16 for an exchange program, like a high school exchange program. I was in Germany for a year. Then I went back to Thailand to finish my high school, and then I moved to Canada, Vancouver, UBC Vancouver.
Mm,
That's where I went to school. After that, I moved to France, stayed in France for almost like 3 years.
mm,
Had a project at Airbus for about 2 years, and then the pandemic hit. Then I went back to Thailand again, got stuck there for 2 years. Moved to France, moved back to France, packed my things, moved to Denmark, stayed in Copenhagen for about 2 years, and then I moved to Mexico. Mexico was just last year, so I stayed in Mexico City and some other cities. I visited Tulum, Querétaro, spent like a month in Monterrey, San Pedro, the northern part of Mexico. After that, I came back to Japan
mm,
for 2 weeks, went back to Thailand, to Bangkok to wait for my Japanese visa, and then I
mm.
moved here. So I've been living here for about 2 months now.
Oh, wow. That is quite the journey. You've been all over the world. Wow.
Not quite, like there are some parts of the world I haven't been to.
Oh,
For example, Africa. I really would love to visit.
yeah, me too. I haven't been there yet. South America as well, I haven't been to, but yeah.
Yeah, me neither. Me neither. Because Mexico is actually in North America. So
Hmm.
officially, I have not been to Central or South America.
Right. Yeah. So I guess what's been your favorite place along this journey so far? The place you enjoyed the most living at?
I don't think I have such a place because the more you know about things like in the world, like I feel like the more unhappy you become. Because you have a lot of things to benchmark anything else against, right? Like, oh, this thing at that place is better than this thing at this place, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So you become like more unhappy over time,
Hmm.
and I feel like the only way to be happy after having seen like a lot of things is to become like more resilient yourself,
Mm.
is to kind of like be in that state of like letting go of things.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
very.
but I do have like if you ask me like a different question, like what's your favorite place for school, for studying, or
Mm.
what's your favorite place for living, for food, for eating out, then I have like a specific answer for those questions because I like different things for I like different places for different reasons.
Everywhere around the world has somewhere special about it.
Mhm.
What are you liking about Japan so far? What do you like about here?
I like the extremity of Japan and Japanese cultures and its absurdity. Yeah, there seems to be no middle ground, right? They seem to swing at like both end of the spectrums.
Mm.
There's like the bright side and the dark side, and yeah, like I like that craziness and extremity
I could
of
see that.
Japan.
Yeah. The
And
people.
precision too. It's annoying actually. It's a bit like German culture.
Mm,
It's annoying sometimes for them to be so precise. Like
mm,
they don't know how to skip the steps.
mm,
It seems like they're not very accommodating because they
mm.
they follow the rules and everything. But
Yes.
try living in a place where people don't follow rules. And then you appreciate a place like Japan or Germany more. Because
That's
it
right.
does it does make your life easier in some ways.
I lived in Vietnam and I can attest to a lot of what you just said,
Yeah, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
especially traffic rules.
Mm-hmm.
It makes it a lot safer to go out and walk around and
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about, yes. But yeah, in Japan, it's a country of extremes, like you said, in terms of like
Mm-hmm.
being either very conservative or very, very out there, right? Uh,
Yeah,
have you been to
very freaky.
Akihabara yet? Or like
I've been multiple times. Yeah,
that's a very interesting place in
it
Tokyo.
is. It is.
So that's cool. Yeah, so what brought you here? Why Japan? Why'd you come here?
Because some of my ventures, they're very suitable for Japan.
Mm,
And I'm a sucker for all things Japanese. Growing up in Asia, of course, I'm like one of those people who want to move to Japan,
hmm
because they like anime and manga and Japanese food. I'm one of those people, but it's also because of my ventures. For
Okay.
example, this one here, Checkmate AI, it's got something to do with motorsport and aerospace
Mm,
and game development. And Japan is really good for all those three things.
okay. So tell us a little bit about Checkmate. What problem are you solving and what kind of how are you solving
Mm.
it? Yeah.
So quality assurance reimagined. It's a B2B business. Probably most of your audience never gonna be my customers. It's tools specifically made for technical people, engineering people in all those three verticals I just mentioned.
hmm
I was in Mexico last year doing a bunch of PR and marketing for Motorsport because we are one of those few startups. We might actually be the only startup in the world that is trying to get into motorsport. So
Mm,
the way you do startup for this specific industry requires you to have like some sort of weird moves. You don't really you you couldn't really follow like the traditional route of building the MVPs and getting the email signups
mhm.
and stuff like nah, that doesn't work.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because the motorsport industry is pretty specific, right?
Yeah, it's a closed world.
Right. There's only a few tracks around the world that you can actually
Hmm.
race at. So, and only a few organizations that really use those tracks. So you'd really rely on like one big client or maybe potential like big clients to have your.
Exactly. Yeah, the race teams. And
Mm,
they're really difficult to get to. They're also super busy people.
yeah.
Um, do you know like in Formula One, can you guess like the duration of the development from like the first design draft to like the fully built out car, the one that hits the race track, the first race of the season? Like how long is the duration for that whole process?
It's
I
probably,
found out last year in London. I was at like some F1 exhibition.
oh, really? It's probably over a year, right? They're doing,
6 months.
wow.
6 months.
Wow. That's insane.
Yeah, and like what? They have now like 20 races or something
hmm
per season. That's
Wow.
insane.
It is insane. I love F1, right? And then
Yeah.
they have the Suzuka circuit here.
Mm.
But what specific types of motorsport are you focusing on? Is it only like F1 or like other types of
From Formula One for now. Yeah. Definitely Formula One. In the future, in the far future, we hope to also be creating solutions for other race categories as well, like MotoGP, NASCARs. I personally like two wheelies.
Oh,
Actually. Like I like motorbikes. Yeah.
okay.
Super dangerous, but I like it. It feels like flying
Okay.
when you goes really fast on a two wheelie. But yeah, for like that's just my personal preference, but
Mhm.
when you do your business, you have to think in terms of the business, right?
Right.
So Formula One is the best
Well, that's a
for
top
business.
tier for sure, right?
Top
But
tier. You have to go after like something of top tier.
yeah, they also have
Otherwise, it's not worth doing.
there's also Formula 2, Formula 3.
Yeah, and four.
Is there? Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah.
How many
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
how many Fs are there?
I
Right?
believe like it only goes down to four.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you have to work your way up from karting first. You work your way
Mm.
up from karting. You better start at a young age. Like 2 years old, you should already be karting. Actually,
Oh,
if you want to end up in Formula One, because by the time you're 19, you should already be world champion
yes, that's true.
at 19. So two, you go karting every weekends with your parents, your friends,
Mhm.
and then you work your way up from F4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, so you're so right. And like, fun fact about me, when I was at my first job in high school, I was actually working at a go-kart racing place. So
Oh, that's so cool. And did you get to do free karting as an
every
employee?
day,
Ah, that's so cool.
had to warm up the carts. Yeah, I had to warm up.
Ah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
It was fun. Yeah, it's a
Oh,
lot.
that's so cool.
But
Oh my God, you could have been Lewis, right?
yeah, exactly. I wish, that's actually
Yeah.
one of my dreams is to, one of my dreams when I was younger. So a little bit about me when I was younger, me and my brother used to build cars. So the reason why I love Japan so much is Japanese like drifting cars.
Oh, the JDM.
Yes,
Yeah,
drifting here is huge, right? It's the
it's
birthplace of
huge.
drifting. So I had a Nissan S13 when I was younger, and like we swapped it with a turbo motor, which wasn't available in the US. My brother had a Miata. He had like several other, Japanese cars, and yeah, we were always dreamed of living here and like racing and stuff like that. He was the builder, I was the driver. I was a much better driver than
So
he.
you drift, you're a
I used
drifter.
to love drifting. Yeah, it was.
Ah, that's so cool. I don't know how to drift. I definitely want to learn.
Yeah, they have actually, drifting schools here that you
I
can.
know, I
Yeah,
know, but like I neither have the time nor the money.
yeah, exactly. It's true. But
Yeah.
luckily, you don't need a license to do it, which is cool.
Oh,
So,
really? I didn't
yeah,
know that. But at least I have like an international driver's license.
yeah, mine expired when I was in Vietnam, so I need to get that very soon. But
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of cool motorsports things here. One of the angles you can actually potentially think about for your business is maybe working up from go-karting. There's a lot of go-kart tracks that maybe
Hmm.
they do have some data that they use, like lap times and like all this other things. Like maybe potentially that could be an in. What do you think about that?
No, you have to go for something top
Yeah.
tier right away. Because no, 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 because like it makes more sense. It takes a lot of time and effort.
Uh,
So you already need to kind of work your way up even when you go after like the top tier things
mm,
immediately.
mm.
Yeah, so
Do you
yeah.
have any contacts that you're,
I do, of course. I must. I must.
okay.
Otherwise, I'll be like hallucinating, right? That
Yeah,
I'm doing
exactly.
all these things. None
Right.
of this is real.
That's right. So my question is like, what types of data do you help the Formula One teams with? Is it just like,
So right now, it's not any kind of data. So what they really want, like I believe it's the number one thing that all race teams want, is the
mm,
kind of like AI agentic tools that would help them find loopholes in the regulations.
mm,
Design loopholes, engineering loopholes specifically, because that's how you win. You win from the design of your
hmm
car. Like
hmm
it starts early. It starts from the design, and before you can like have a really smart car design, you have to be able to creatively interpret the rules.
That's right. They're always looking for an edge, right?
Yeah, exactly. This is what I love about the world of motorsport and aerospace, and that's the reason why I want to build a company that does something like this
Mm.
because I love like living on the edge. I love doing things just for like a marginal gain. Like a tenth of a second is a success.
hmm hmm
After like 6 months or like a year long of work to gain just a tenth of a second, that makes me happy.
Actually, I don't know if you remember this, but I think it was 2 or 3 years ago between Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton for the
Mm,
championship in the last race. It came down
yeah,
to
I
the
saw that.
last lap, and it was like there was neck and neck. That was insane. And then
Yeah,
Max won for his first world championship or something like that. That was so crazy, right?
yeah, yeah.
And I've seen F1 has become more and more competitive. Usually,
Mm-hmm,
Lewis Hamilton for what 8 years in a row won the national,
mm-hmm,
championship. Max Verstappen had his run, but now I think they've changed the rules so that it's more
mm-hmm.
competitive, which is great to see because who wants
Exactly.
to see the same people winning every single time?
Yeah, it's boring, it's
It's
predictable.
so boring, right?
I think like it's been made globally globally super popular in recent years too because now it's American.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
And Americans are good at making things like super dramatic.
Oh yes.
Like the Netflix show, right? Drive to
Ah, I love
Survive.
that. I love
Yeah,
that.
that thing helps popular popularized this sport a lot. When
Yeah.
it was a European sport, it's still European. Like a lot of the people, a lot of the team members in all the teams, they're Europeans or they Europe based. They
Hmm.
work in Europe still. Like the offices, the assembly lines, the design center, they're all still in Europe. It's still like pretty much a European sport.
Hmm.
But now that the Formula One is owned by an American company and there's Netflix show that popularizes the sport, it becomes more American, I feel. It feels a little more like NFL,
Oh.
NBA,
Mm.
something. And I believe, if I remember correctly, I've seen it from somewhere. I have to do a lot of research, right? Wanting to do business in this thing, so I have to research. Um, the people in Formula One, they have a wish, they have like a hope
Hmm.
to 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 make F1 more or less on the same status as NBA, NFL, NBA.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I see that they've added more tracks in the US. For years, they didn't have
Yeah, like
any
Las
track.
Vegas.
Las
Yeah,
Vegas, Miami, I think Texas. Those are the three right now. Uh,
yeah.
yeah, so that is cool to see, right?
That's
Um,
cool. That's cool.
yeah, it's very cool to see, and yeah, hopefully American marketing will help make the sport even more
It
popular.
it does have. It already did.
Yeah, exactly. That
Yeah.
Drive to Survive, though, that show is incredible. If nobody's watched it yet, you should definitely
I,
watch it.
I have I'll watch it. Yeah, but like the people who watch
Mhm.
our
Yeah,
podcast,
absolutely.
yeah, should
They
check it
should
out.
definitely check it out. It's just really well done, the way they interview
Well
people.
done. Yeah,
They,
dramatic,
yeah,
nerve-wracking, nail-biting,
yeah.
riveting. That's the word, right?
And it's a
It's
recap.
also
Previous season.
inspiring.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
recap of the previous season, so you
Mm,
get to follow along, and it makes it more like an interesting story. So
mm,
cool. Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, I'm very curious to see how you're gonna find your way in to the F1 industry.
Mm, mm, mm.
Be really curious to follow that journey along and see if you get any success. Are you planning on going to the F1 next year?
I would love to. Apparently, it's really hard. Even if you have like a business in this, it's not easy.
Mhm.
I definitely find an opportunity to do that at some point. But
Mm.
right now, I focus on building the MVP.
Mm.
Yeah, we're still working on that.
Excellent. How big's your team?
Not big. I'm actually a solo founder.
Oh, excellent.
With all these brands.
Jeez,
I
yeah.
do I do sleep, by the way.
You
Not
do.
not a
Okay.
lot, not a lot, but I do.
Okay. I just want to make sure that you do get some
Yeah,
sleep.
I drink like a whole tumbler of coffee,
Okay.
if you can see.
That helps. Helps a lot. So yeah, tell us a little bit about some of the other brands that you're in, other companies that you're, founder.
Okay, the yellow one, Hijos del Maíz, a Mexican brand, cultural import and export. So I do cultural Japanese cultural export to Mexico and then vice versa,
Oh,
Mexican
cool.
cultural import to Japan, because the people of these two countries, they have a lot of appreciation for each other's culture.
Mm, mm,
Yeah, you know about like the subculture, cholo, the
yeah.
cholo cultures, the Chicanos, like Mexican American subculture
Yes.
with their own kind of like style.
Yes.
Yeah, and they have that like subculture in Japan. And Mexican people love all things Japanese,
Mhm.
basically. Anime, manga, food, JDM cars.
Yes, they do.
Yeah,
That is very true.
yeah.
Actually, funny you say that about the Chicano culture. Here in Kamakura, where I live, sometimes I see the lowriders riding by, like
Oh, that's
the
so
whole like
dope.
lowrider community around here in Shonan. So very,
Yeah,
very interesting that you say that. Yeah. I've seen
that's
also some
really dope.
people dressed in like really baggy clothes and stuff.
I love the cholo style, actually. Uh the what's it called? Flannel shirt,
Yes.
right? And baggy pants.
Yes.
Yeah.
That a few times.
I low rider. That's so cool.
It's so funny that you say that though, because we're like, where are we in California or something? So many of these people, and they put the stuff in there where it made like the
The hydraulics.
hydraulics, yeah, that makes them bounce and stuff. So it's very interesting.
That's so cool. See, like they have like immense appreciation for each other's culture.
So how did you figure out this problem? Were you or start this company? Were you in Mexico and
I
like
was I was in Mexico City, and then True story. There was a Mexican boy who asked it for my help. Like
Mm-hmm.
one day he just met like another Mexican boy
Hmm.
around his age, and he had his own like shrimp, something to do with shrimp
Okay.
business, fishing or something. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
The boy was not so good at English, and then he knew that I was an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
We were hanging out for a bit. So he asked me for help. And eventually he just dropped off. That's what happens when you're not truly motivated, right?
Yeah.
When you just like hype up for a bit because you saw someone else your age hustling, but
Mm-hmm.
then you yourself are not a hustler, and
Hmm.
I am a hustler. So
Yes.
I gave him an idea. He was clueless about how he could become an entrepreneur like myself because he saw himself as someone with no talent, that kind of thing. But
Mm.
I saw him differently. I was like, you do have some talents.
Right.
You have really great lines.
Mm-hmm.
Like once in a while you would just drop really great lines that could become quotes on like a t-shirt or something. So that's how this business got started. Like true story.
Mm.
That how this business got started. If like the viewers check out our website, it's Hijos del Maíz dot lol, laughing out loud.
Okay.
Apparently that's the domain extension.
Okay. I can
Dot
see.
lol dot lol, and you'll see two designs of our t-shirts. They have quotes on them,
Mm-hmm.
and those are the true words
Mm-hmm.
said by the Chilangos. Chilangos are Mexicans from Mexico City.
I see.
Yeah, so I didn't really like come up with the ideas.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, I got the ideas from the local,
Mm-hmm.
and then I executed on it. Like I
Mm-hmm.
productize
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
like what people said, like what the local said.
Yep.
So one of them in particular is super funny, and it's in Spanish. It
Mm.
says, La vida en México es como un pene. Se
Mm.
pone dura sin razón alguna. So in English, it means life in Mexico is like a penis. It gets hard for no reason.
Ah, I
And
see.
that hits hard. That hits so hard. That lands
I
like
see.
among the locals because it's true.
Mm. Yeah, I could imagine that for sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's a really interesting story, and like the connection with Japan, though, right? Like, how
Mhm.
did that come about while you were there? Yeah.
Yeah. Um no, I it's something that I have always known.
Mm.
Like even before I went to Mexico,
Mm.
I have always known that these two countries have a thing for each other.
Love each other. Yeah.
Yeah, they love each other, yeah.
Same thing with Japan and France, I think. France has a big like connection with Jet. They're like,
Yeah, and Brazil too.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly. So, yeah, Japan has this reputation all over the world, right? So
Yeah.
everyone's like, "Oh my God, it's so exotic, it's so interesting," right? I just wish, a lot of Japanese founders would see, that there's a world out there that wants their products, right?
Exactly.
Yes, there's when people who are Japanese go to another country and they say they're from Japan, people are going to be like, "Wow, let me ask you so many questions," right?
Yeah.
Especially with, the high quality Japanese products, right? We're seeing
Mm.
even more high quality startups coming out of Japan, but they're having problems going global. What do you think is maybe the cause of that? From your perspective? Yeah.
It cost them a lot because um well, they're not as popular as they were in the 80s, right? When
Mm-hmm.
it comes to globalizing Japanese
Mm-hmm.
made brands.
Yep.
So that's what cost them.
Mm-hmm.
But I have also like my own theory.
Okay.
As someone who has lived in Japan for a while now, or a little while, 2 months, but I've seen things. I'm very observant. I don't want to say like, oh, for a while, like 2 years. I've been here for 2 years. No, I've been here for 2 months, but
Yeah.
I'm not like super new to Japan because I've been like coming back and forth even before I moved here.
Mhm.
Um, and also I'm Asian. Even though I'm from the southern part of Asia
Mhm.
where like people and things are more open, the culture is way more relaxed.
Mhm.
We still Asian. So
Yeah.
we still have something in common. And now like I'm enrolled in a school, a Japanese language school
Okay.
with the really traditional Japanese schooling system. So
Right.
I can kind of see why. Like
Hmm.
I believe it stems from like the education, because
Hmm.
education is what shapes and molds people, right?
Yep.
And they get shaped and molded that way because of the way they have been taught their whole life.
Yep. I could
Yeah,
definitely
like
attest to that as well.
humility is a big thing,
Hmm.
like here in Asia in general. I'm not talking just about Japan.
Hmm.
Politeness and humility, they're both great. Like it's such a nice combination. It's what makes foreigners feel so good, so
Hmm.
welcome, so comfortable in Japan and in Asia in general, right?
Hmm.
So comfortable sometimes, too comfortable sometimes they act like kings. Like
Yes.
that's annoying to me as an Asian.
Yeah,
Like
especially in Thailand, for sure.
in Japan, like not so much. I feel like foreigners in Japan are much more well behaved
Yes, yes.
compared to foreigners in my hometown.
Hmm.
Yeah, they just act like kings, but they're not. Like
Yeah.
you ain't no king, bro. Like we have a king in Thailand. We do have one.
We have an actual
Um,
cake, guys.
yeah, we have an actual king. Um, so yeah, I think it stems from the education,
Hmm.
and it's a great combination, but it's not so great in the business context, I feel. I feel Japanese people, entrepreneurs, they've got a lot more to learn as well from Americans.
Hmm. Yes.
Yeah, to be more social, outgoing, to be
Uh,
a little shameless.
it helps a little bit, right? It
It
helps.
helps. It helps. You have to be shameless. You
Yeah.
have to like put yourself out there. Do not startle people, but it's a fine line
Yeah.
between like
Yeah.
being out there, being presentable, being confident,
Hmm.
being funny, being yourself, being charming,
Hmm.
versus being like too much,
Yeah. I
like
agree.
in the
And like,
face. Like
yeah,
you don't want to be like in the face.
right.
Also don't want to be so like behind the curtain,
Preserved, right? It's too much.
serve kind of like the way the Japanese people naturally are.
Yeah, that's true. I think that a lot of people here are very, very reserved, and it's
Mm.
because harmony is like a very important thing.
Mm.
Everyone wants to keep the harmony, everything's peaceful. That's why I really enjoy it here. And I try to adapt as much as I can. But when I'm interacting with people, I'm 100% myself. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I can't not be myself, you know?
as you should, and that is what is going to get you very far.
Hmm. Absolutely. And I
Yeah,
think a lot of
authenticity.
yes, being authentic is super important, especially in business. You don't
Yep.
want to be fake for sure. And I
Yeah.
just wish that like you said, they can learn a little bit from the American side to self-promote themselves a little bit and not
Hmm.
feel shame about it. Because I just made a LinkedIn post about this the other day where it's like, if you do so much, but you don't tell anybody what you're doing, nobody is going to learn about your mission or vision.
Exactly. Sadly, a sad reality of life, the work does not speak for itself.
Yes, that's true.
No.
That's very true. And then,
Yeah.
they have a tradition here of like being really like specialized and focused in various areas. The apprenticeship culture here, right?
Yeah.
Craftsmanship is very good. It's amazing. It's incredible. But that's it. That's all you do, right? I think that that's, limiting in that sense. It's like
Mm.
getting a master's degree or a PhD in some sort of subject, and then when you're out of a job, you can't really get hired anywhere else because you're overqualified for something, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
like you're too niche or too specific, it's hard to find a job somewhere else. So, I
Mm.
think having knowledge and a little knowledge in many different areas really
Mm.
helps. And I could see from you as well, like you have that, right? Look at all
Mm.
these beautiful companies and projects.
I'm an avid reader. I like to read. I don't read as much anymore because I don't have time.
Hmm.
But I really love reading. Reading helps a lot. It opens the world. You get to travel without actually traveling.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
and I also love I'm a natural builder, I feel. I love getting my hands dirty. I love
Hmm.
applications. I'm not much of a theoretical person. I
Hmm.
I need like theory is important. It's the basic, is the foundations.
Yeah.
I do learn about like theories of a lot of things, but then like I will not be satisfied if I don't get to apply what I learned. I need to apply. I need applications. That's
Hmm.
why like I did computer science for school. If I could go for yet another degree, I'm definitely gonna go like into engineering, because I need applications.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of application, when you learn by doing, you apply what you've learned, eventually you're going to run into some failures, right? So
And
can
that's what I love. I mean,
you
like, I'm okay with it. All good startup founders have to be like this, I
tell
feel.
me about maybe the biggest failure you had and or the failure that taught you the most about your startup journey?
I've had plenty, so I don't know which one was the biggest one. Everything seemed big to me. Every failure seemed big to me.
What about the most
Um,
recent one? Yeah, the most recent one, yeah.
the most recent ones, I haven't had like the most recent one yet, because that's the thing about failures, like and mistakes. Like the more you have them, the better you able to avoid them.
Hmm.
Yeah, because I don't know if there's like a limited number to failures and mistakes that you can make, but let's say like hypothetically there is that X number. If you have made a lot of mistakes, then you exhaust the list, right? So
That's true.
eventually you hit the point where you barely make any mistakes, because you have already made like so many that there's not that many left out there, and you know better how to mitigate, prevent, like avoid completely.
Mm,
Um, yeah. Okay, I can give like I don't know about your like audience
mm,
demographics,
mm,
but if there's a lot of engineering people watching this show, that would be cool.
mm,
Because I'm an engineer myself, so a lot of the lessons that I've learned, I
mm.
think they are more beneficial for engineers,
Okay.
tech or like technical founders, not necessarily like
Mm,
engineers, but mainly engineers,
mm,
technical founders.
mm.
Yeah, we too, we are too execution oriented.
Okay.
Like we're not much of a talker. We're more of like a doer. Talker is like the CEO, the like BBA, MBA type kids, right?
Mhm,
And so we tend to think that at the beginning when we start the startup,
mhm.
we tend to think that talking is unnecessary,
Yeah.
but it's actually very important.
Yeah. So
Talking to people,
what types of people?
any types. Like you want to be talking to as many people as you can for
Hmm.
different purposes.
Hmm.
For example, when you have an idea, you want to first cheaply validate your ideas.
Hmm.
You wanna optimize this. You wanna minimize the time spent on figuring out whether or not you should pursue something, or if you know you should pursue something, or which direction you wanna like be headed towards, right? So
Hmm.
you wanna minimize the time figuring that out. You wanna minimize the spend. Okay,
Mm.
you can buy some ads on IG, whatever you want to do, like to make some YouTube video or whatever. But you want to minimize the amount of dollars spent as well. So
Hmm.
minimize the time, minimize the spend,
Hmm.
maximize the number of people you're talking to, because that's how you collect data.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
so talking is necessary, guys. Um, Sadly, because I also, even though I'm talkative now in your show, but I actually don't like talking so much for work.
I do not believe that whatsoever.
Yeah, I know everyone's not gonna believe me because of how talkative I appear oftentimes.
Uh,
Um, but that's the reason why I like technical work, because you don't need to talk. I don't like it so much because naturally I'm a bit of an introvert, and talking depletes my energy. It doesn't increase my energy. For like a true extrovert,
mhm.
talking increases their energy, right? For me, it depletes my energy.
So,
So yeah, but I want that's like the biggest, I would say could be the biggest early mistake,
mm,
especially for technical founders because
Yeah.
I was in that mindset too. I was like fuck talking.
Mhm.
Like, oh my God, such a waste of time. Like I'm gonna be in my room like coding or whatever. I don't want to waste my time. Like I don't want to waste my time. I want to build. I want to build. I have to build fast. I have to build a lot. I have to have the whole infrastructure down in 1 week or something. No, you
And
don't
yeah,
want to do that. You don't want to do that. Don't do that.
but then like building for what? For who, right? So
Exactly. It becomes like what I believe it's YC
Mhm.
who said that. It becomes a solution in search of a problem.
That's the
That's
big.
that's not how you start a business. That's so wrong. And a lot of us, okay, like I'm gonna apologize on behalf of like engineers around the world. Sometimes we cocky.
Ah, yes,
Like, yo, we can build. Like,
yes.
F you, I don't need you. Like, what? Like, BBA, that's your degree? Like, F that. Like, yeah, can you build? No?
I experienced this as a recruiter when I was a recruiter, and I would talk to some devs and stuff that were really high level or whatever,
Yeah,
and they'd be very cocky, very, very confident. Be like, "Well, I wouldn't move for this price unless they did this, this, and that," and they expected like three times what the normal rate was or something like that. And I'm like, okay.
yeah. Yeah, we cockies. I don't know why. I guess, like, if I have to guess, I think, um, being competent adds a lot of confidence in yourself.
Mm,
Like having the competencies to
mhm,
achieve something all on your own does make you feel proud and
mhm.
also super confident.
Yeah.
Because you be in the mindset of like, oh, come hell or high water.
Mhm.
Like I'm good. I'm cool.
I
Like
agree.
nothing can knock me down. No one can knock me down. Like I can build this. I can build the next thing. I can build yet more things.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Confidence is ultimately the level of experience you have in the thing that you're doing, right?
Hmm.
If you're not confident, that means you haven't ex had the full range of experience in whatever it is you're doing. For example, if it's English, right? You haven't had enough
Hmm.
conversations in English. You haven't listened enough. You haven't studied enough, right? If it's startups or an industry, you haven't had enough experience in that industry. So I think you're right. Confidence equals confidence, right? The more confidence
Hmm.
you have, the more.
But too much confidence, you become cocky.
Yeah, that's not good. Yeah. Confidence and ego is cockiness, and that's
Yeah,
not good.
yeah.
Right? Exactly. I think confidence and wisdom, that's what we should also, search for, right?
Confidence plus wisdom makes you humble.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
Good put it.
it does because I think I have already gone through this journey.
Hmm.
I'm still cocky at times. I'm gonna admit, especially like with people I don't like very much.
Okay.
Then I'm cocky. But yeah, over times, right? Like mistakes, failures, like things that knock me down.
Hmm.
Um, all this helped me build my resilience, right?
Hmm.
And through it comes wisdom. So I
Yes.
have competencies still, and I have to keep updating my skills, my tool sets. So competency is always going to be there, and then confidence plus wisdom. So it becomes like humility.
You brought up the term resilience now twice, and it's something
Yeah.
that I think is extremely important that is not something
Mm.
you can really teach. It's something that has to come
You
from.
have to experience it. You have to experience it yourself. You have to be humble.
Mm,
You have to be humble, but either by people or by circumstances. You have to like get knocked down and you have to still want to keep going because if you give up then you don't achieve the resilience. Like you have after everything that have happened to you, you still get back up on your feet and you still want to like keep going,
mm.
then you have resilience.
So my question for you is like, with somebody, let's say, is struggling with resilience, right? They give up too easily, or they start a
Mm.
project but they don't finish it, or they let life get in the way.
Mhm.
How can they build that resilience so that the next time they face a challenge, they can get through it or build it over time?
I can, I'm not sure I can say anything, because I have a feeling that everyone is built differently
Mhm,
through like nature and nurture.
mhm,
Maybe I'm lucky that I come from a household that nurtures me in certain ways, right? For me, I'm a little bit more European because I grew up in Europe. I spent many years in Europe. I'm a little bit more European in the sense that I feel like there's nothing wrong with wanting to just live life. Like
Mm.
wanting to just enjoy life. You might disagree with me because like you're from the US, right? And the US has
Oh
a
no, I
good
don't. I agree.
yeah, like it's more of like a productivity oriented culture.
Mhm.
Like American dreams, like you're supposed to be somebody. You have to work like to worship productivity. And I'm like too European for that. I'm a startup founder. Like I could live in SF no problems, hang out with those folks.
Mhm.
But I also think that there's nothing wrong with people who don't want to do the things that I'm doing.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
people who just want to surf all day long in Australia, for
Mhm.
example.
Mhm.
Cool, do that. Or in Portugal, Indonesia, cheaper. Because
Mhm.
you haven't made a lot of money and that's how you want to live life.
Mhm.
You do contribute to economies in some ways because you make purchases and stuff. For me, I feel like there's nothing wrong with that. So if you want to live your life that way, like so long as you don't regret the future outcome, that oh, you're gonna be 60 and you have no businesses, you don't own a yacht, and you
Mhm.
cool with that, then that's cool. Then you don't have to really build like resilience.
Mhm.
You try something, it's too hard, you give up, and then you go back surfing or something. That's fine. Yeah. So yeah, sorry. Like I don't really have like an advice for
Mhm.
people regarding this because I feel that there's nothing wrong with like different types of people who just want to live life
Fair,
and don't worship productivity is
fair.
cool. Then you don't need resilience.
Fair. I think that, like you had said in America, things are, we always want to achieve and like, get higher and higher and higher up the ladder and things like that, right? But I've come to learn that there's more to life than work and there's more to life than
Exactly.
stressing yourself, right? But resilience can help you outside of work as well, not just with your work, but also your relationships. It can help you with,
Mm,
dealing with random people or life events that happen to you. I myself have, gone through a lot in my life. I've lost my brother, my mother, two friends to suicide, like lots of things have happened to me, but I'm still going, and I don't
mm,
let my past affect my future. And that's the
mm.
one thing where it's like everyone needs to realize that everything in life is temporary. And
Oh yeah, Buddhism.
yes, meditation has helped.
That's what you can lean into. That's what everyone can lean into, Buddhism.
Right. Meditation has helped me a lot. I've done, lots of practice in that, and learning about Buddhism has been really great. But yeah, hopefully people can know that if you're going through something tough now, you probably won't deal with that thing maybe even 10 minutes later or,
Mm,
a year later. So just managing your emotions in that time.
mm. It's
Uh,
a bit like going to the gym. Like the more you tear your own muscle, the stronger you become.
exactly.
It's the same. Like getting yourself out there in life, like getting hit and knocked down by different circumstances and people, right? It's like tearing your muscles.
Yep.
And then you get stronger, and in the future, when you encounter hardships and stuff, like it doesn't affect you as much anymore.
One of the things that I love to say is choose your challenges, right? So if you
Mm,
consistently choose things that are harder to do rather than things that are easy, it helps you when you actually face something that you didn't choose as a challenge. Because
yeah.
you've already gone through that adversity before with something you chose. So
Mm,
like you can manage your emotions that way, whether it be, right, taking a cold shower or like going to the gym, like you said, or like learning a new skill or going to get a master's degree or something like that. You're
mm-hmm.
choosing that challenge. And then
Yeah.
when other ones present themselves, you're more equipped to get through them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, I just thought about something. Be comfortable with the discomfort.
Yes, that's very
Yeah,
good.
that is something that will get you really far in life. Be like super comfortable with discomfort.
Hmm. Little fun fact. Did you know that I used to absolutely never see myself on YouTube or doing anything like this at all? So before I moved to Japan, I had a challenge. I was like, okay, I figured I'm gonna need to make a network. Getting online is probably gonna be my future. I'm gonna record myself every single day for 30 days. And I did a 30-day
Mm,
challenge and I completed it. I uploaded a video just to my Facebook just to get into that habit. And now look, I have my own YouTube
mhm.
channel and
Yeah, that's cool.
podcast.
Congratulations.
But yeah, I
Uh,
broke through that mental block that I had just by challenging myself and choosing that challenge to do it.
it's really hard, like watching yourself on screen, super cringy,
So many
and
people,
your voice doesn't sound the same. Like the voice that you hear yourself like every day is not the same as your voice through speakers. It's like, that's me. Like,
can't wait to send you this after.
ugh. Yeah.
Can't wait to send you it. But yeah, let's quickly talk about some of the other things that you have done. So obviously you went through
Mm,
a lot of challenges as a founder,
yeah.
right? I see Gorgeous Complex Mess, The Dark Arts of Founding.
Mm.
Tell us a little bit about those. Yeah.
Okay, Gorgeous Complex Mess is a fragrance brand.
Oh,
Perfume, emotional perfumes born from heartbreaks, plural breaks with an S at the end. Yeah, that's what it is. I want to keep it a little mysterious because the narrative around this brand is very alluring and very mysterious. Female in the female untouchable sort of way. So I want the people to find out more about it by themselves. You can find us on Instagram, Gorgeous Complex Mess, and on the website as well, gorgeouscomplexmess.com. Commercialization next year, though. We just submitted our two perfumes to an award in Los Angeles. It's called the Art and Olfaction Award, or the nickname, the Pear Award. And
okay.
it's like the equivalent of the Oscar of the perfume world.
Nice. Cool.
So I hope we win something. Even honorable mention is good because I'm a first time like a newbie in the
Mhm.
perfume world. This is my first fragrance brand.
Exciting.
So yeah. The Dark Arts of Founding, a collection of Substack essays. In
Mm.
the future, I would love to also have a podcast like yourself, but I don't really have bandwidth for now. And I love reading and I love writing more than I love like talking, speaking. So yeah, like check them out. Pretty dark. The tagline for this one, The Dark Arts of Founding, is a psychological excavation of what it takes to build something from nothing.
Ooh, I like it a lot.
Yeah, because I wanna like send something new into this internet wasteland,
Yeah.
right? Like a lot of founders, they have Twitter, like X. They post on X, post on LinkedIn. They have their own blog posts, like Sam Altman has his own blog and stuff. And they tend to talk about business for business sake,
Mhm.
revenue, marketing, CTR, all those metrics, like ARR, something like that. Business for business sake.
Mhm.
So I want to give the world like something new, like add like a new angle to this whole like business doing thing.
Mhm.
More like a psychological side of things. I'm not gonna be talking about like ARR, MRR, whatever. You
Right,
can read other people's blog posts about that.
right.
Yeah.
That's what everyone should do is bring their own creative vision to the world, right? So that's the
Mm.
whole point of creativity. Great. Excellent. What
Yeah.
about creative violence? What is that?
Creative. I'll talk about that last because it's something that I just started.
Okay.
So AEONIQ. So we are a global distributor for premium diagnostic solution in the anti-aging space. Because
Nice.
I personally want to do health tech, but I have to admit that I like don't know much about biology. So I'm again chemistry. I'm still learning.
Mhm.
That's what's good about doing business. Like it forces you to learn new things at like a super fast pace.
That's
Um yeah, you learn while doing. So I force myself to learn like biology and chemistry. So ionic, yeah. Why anti-aging space? Because it's a subspace within the health space that's really lucrative.
true.
And as you I believe like you can tell by now by looking at all the different brands and having met me, like talk to me, having known me for a while,
Mhm.
that I don't do something mass market usually.
good.
Yeah, I tend to go for like really specific feels, build really niche products. Even my fragrance brand, it's gonna be more of like a cult brand,
Okay.
niche brand than like a mass market brand. Yeah, so AEONIQ is more or less the same, but for health tech. The other one, TFU, stands for the Female Untouchable. That's a holding company.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I have like so many brands, so I'm just gonna dump them all
Okay.
in into my holding basket.
Okay.
Yeah, I have another one, but you don't have a logo. We don't have a logo here yet because we just started. I'm starting also my own venture fund. You also have your own venture fund.
Do.
So maybe
Yes.
we can like collaborate on
100%.
some deals or something. Yeah, I
Definitely.
will tell you more about that like
Yeah.
behind the scene, like off
Okay.
the record.
Sounds
Uh,
good.
this one, creative violence, I just started not so long ago, last week actually, because I have my own event next week. I be in 11 days, December the 15th. It's gonna be on Monday from 2 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. at Tokyo Innovation Base. It's an event, and you are invited to this event, by the way. And the viewers as well. I don't know when this episode will be released. But if it's before the 15th, please know that you are all invited. It's called Asia Innovation Summit.
Okay.
Free, free. You don't have to pay for anything. So just sign up, show up.
Mhm.
I'll be one of the speakers as well. I'm also gonna be a moderator for a
Okay.
roundtable with other women entrepreneurs, women gallery owner.
Hmm.
It's gonna be really interesting. So
Wow.
for that one, creative violence, it started because I'm a graphic designer of our event in 11 days. And I use an image from a friend of mine who actually works in marketing, but his hobby is creating digital artworks. And
Okay.
his style is really my style, like cyberpunk brutalist
Okay.
design. Yeah,
Okay.
that's why look at the color palette.
Yeah. I see.
Except like the yellow one.
It's very
Look at the color palette. So I this is my style. I'm not a very colorful person. I love black and green, acid green.
okay. You have
Uh,
a colorful personality though, which is good.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And so yeah, so I pick an image
Yeah.
from this friend's collections. I use it for all of our marketing materials. Like, and he doesn't charge me anything.
Hmm.
So I feel really thankful, and I'm someone who likes helping people as well. I do get joy from helping people. So one of the co-organizers of the event, he has a contact with a gallery owner in Ginza. So we
Okay.
hook him up because we use his work for free. We just want to help him. He's a young, talented artist. We want him to gain more exposure. So we hook him up with this gallery. And yesterday, just yesterday, he got two of his artworks displayed at the gallery for free. And I feel like I want to be doing something like this more and more and more. And so I need a vehicle for it.
Hmm.
I can't just be Maprang, an individual doing it, right? I have to be, I don't know, some kind of like an agency or something. Hence, creative violence was born because I'm an engineer by degree and by my previous profession. I'm a technical person. I still like technical work, but I'm also interested in arts, especially something that's a little technical, like for example, digital arts. I'm also interested in fashion, even though I don't think I'm a very fashionable person, but I do like fashion, the fashion world. I admire fashion designers. A lot of the inspiration of my brand design actually comes from the fashion world because I want my branding to look and feel editorial.
Okay.
Yeah, that's intentional. If you can
I could
like
see that.
feel, yeah, it editorial like the fashion world. It
Hmm.
is intentional. So I get a lot of inspiration. I did a lot of research in the fashion world, not in the business world,
I see.
in the fashion world, and I took the inspiration from that world. And so I want to have like a vehicle, a space for me to be able to combine the tech and art. And when I say art, I mean music, fashion, painting, sculpture, fragrance. Who knows, maybe in the future, wine testing, coffee testing. Those are art forms too. So, yeah, and so far, like before creative violence, I have no vehicles that would allow me to do anything of this sort. That's why creative violence was born.
Hey, wow. Prang, it's been such an amazing, conversation today, learning so much about you, all these different projects that you're working on, your story. I got to know so much about you, and it
Yeah.
makes me really, really, grateful to have you as a friend and somebody who, I can look up to for entrepreneurial inspiration as well.
Thank
We
you.
we spoke a lot about, your journey and all the brands you're building and your story. Is there anything we didn't speak about that you think we should have spoke about?
Off the top of my head, um, maybe like get deeper into the earlier advice that I left for technical founders.
Mm,
Yeah, because I feel like I don't know, it's just my feeling. I don't have the stats, but
mm,
I feel like there's not a lot of technical founders around. Um, especially even less like female technical founders.
yeah.
I'm at that sweet spot where I
Hmm.
can talk to both groups of audience.
Hmm.
The male technical founders and the female founders. They don't have to be technical, right? Or they could be technical. Even better if they are technical like myself. So I have some wisdom to share, or
Mm,
maybe like some warnings so they don't have to waste their own time like as much as I have, right? I already wasted my time on your behalf.
right.
Yeah, maybe like a short episode on that. Because a lot of things is I realized later that a lot of things are pretty um like contradicting. Like
Mm,
they don't make so much sense at first.
mhm,
That's why people don't know it, and people tend to repeat the same mistakes other people have already made because they don't quite make much sense at first.
mhm.
But after a while, you realize that, oh, huh, yeah, yeah, that's true. That's a fact.
Yeah. Builders love to build and they love to build quickly, but then
Yeah. And then they forget so many other things.
and a lot of them don't like talking to people. So I could definitely see.
Yeah, because they only have energy for building, for like creativity, building, churning out products. Not like, because we tend to feel that talking doesn't yield result. This is something that I used to complain to my ex so much when I was still living with him. He's also someone technical. So I could just complain, "Oh my God, like I hate today."
Mm,
I had been in meetings all day long, like back to back to back to back video calls. I felt completely drained and I felt like I did nothing,
mm,
even though I did a lot of things.
mm,
It's the thing about talking. It's this thing about connecting with people talking. It's not, you won't see the result anytime soon. It's something, it's like you planting seeds and then you have to wait a long time and you just don't know how long you have to wait. Or some seeds might die, like they don't grow, they don't become anything, right? And that's okay. But it's really difficult. It's not like technical work. Like technical work gives you like instant dopamine kicks,
yes.
like and if you are experienced, you know you can estimate roughly the duration something would take you from like going from zero to achieving certain kind of successful outcome. And when you actually achieve it, like your code works, for example, it's like, yeah, like it's like a huge dopamine kicks. It's not the same as doing business kind of work, like going to meetings, pitching, networking, talking, doing podcasts, having video calls. You talk and talk and talk and talk and talk, you spend energy. Where's the result?
Mhm.
When? When? I don't know. Maybe next week, maybe in 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. Maybe this person will not be able to help me with anything at all. You don't know. And for someone who have lived like the technical people, like engineering students, computer science students, yeah, um, for someone who has lived in like this loop of like constant instant dopamine kicks, like gratification through productivity, through achievement for so long. Our brain is kind of wired that way, and it's really hard to be doing other kinds of tasks, like the business tasks, like writing emails, sending emails, talking.
I
Yeah.
could definitely see that, and especially in this world of instant gratification outside of just coding, like I could definitely see that.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for your experience and wisdom from today's episode. We do have a closing tradition where the last guest left a question for you, and you'll leave
Mm-hmm.
a question for the next guest. Are you ready for your question, my ready?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay. All right. So, what is one change you're focused on making that will impact the next 10 years?
Only one change. I have so many things about myself I want to
You can only
change.
pick one. What would it be? Yeah.
The ability to let go of things and people.
Ooh, I love that. That's a good answer.
Yeah, because it's hard. It's hard for me. I do feel attached to it's just a normal human emotion feelings, right? Like to be attached to certain things and certain people.
Mm.
Yeah, and I want to change that to have the ability to let go and to realize that certain things and certain people are there in your life to serve like a certain moment or to to bring you some kinds of lessons.
Mm.
They serve their purpose and then they leave.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's a great lesson to learn. Very Buddhist, by the way. Very Buddhist lesson.
I'm actually not very religious. I don't practice, like I don't go to temples every week or anything like that. But like I said earlier, I'm an avid reader,
Yeah.
so I'm definitely interested. And when I have time, like I do read some stuff about it.
Yeah. Letting go is like such like a great philosophy to have
Mhm.
because it's helped me really much with getting through all my traumas and everything in my life.
Yeah. If you want to go fast, you want to go far, you want to go high. Like people like us, like we high flyers, right? We want to fly high. You have to have a light load. You cannot carry like a heavy payload.
Well said. Well said.
You want to you want to fly high.
Well said.
Your payload has to be light.
Very true. All
Yeah.
right, Maprang, now it's your turn to ask a question for the next guest.
What are like a couple early stage mistakes that are super like contradicting? The kind of early stage mistakes that don't really make sense at first. So a lot of people keep repeating the mistakes. But later, because you have already made the mistakes, so later you found them to be true.
Hmm.
Like share that with the world.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
That's a great question. Yeah, we'll have to think about that, in terms of because there are probably a lot of them.
Like for example, a lot of people tend to think that to start a business, you start with an idea. No. You start with a problem.
Exactly.
Everyone's like, "Oh yeah, I want to be a business person too. I want to have a business too. I don't have an idea." No, you don't need an idea.
Problem. Right. Exactly.
You need a problem. So something like that, something pretty weird, like something contradicting,
Mm,
something that's not making sense at first glance.
excellent.
Yeah.
Maprang, it's been a really great pleasure speaking with you today. Learned so much about you and everything that you're doing. And if everyone wants to get in touch with you, is LinkedIn the best way or?
Anything like the best way I would say Instagram, I'm on it like every day. Like I really want to get off Instagram, but I can't because I use it for work. So if you want like a really fast response from me, definitely IG. I'll give you my IG after this. But LinkedIn is fine too. Yeah.
Okay, excellent. I'll link both in the description below. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a pleasure. That's a wrap for this episode of the Product Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a like and subscribe on YouTube, follow us on Spotify, or leave a review on Apple Podcasts. It really helps this channel grow. And if you are a product manager or a startup founder who wants to share your story or some of the struggles that you've gone through in your career, then definitely reach out to us. We'd love to have you on. And until next time, happy building, everyone.